Okay, welcome back. We have decided to get a laser engraver. We purchased an Xtool S1 40-watt laser engraver because we had too much free time on our hands, apparently. Just kidding. But as a first project for our kids, who's the reason why we don't have a lot of free time, we decided to make 2 reindeer. So we found a cool project file and figured we would give it a go. But we realized that the stock default settings did not really work very well, but in the software, they make it pretty easy to run a second pass. So the second pass, you can see, produced much better results. So we thought that we would remove it and inspect our handiwork and then put the ornaments off to the side for our kids in the morning and see their excitement. You'll notice we also took off the hold downs that are pretty cool that come with this. They're magnetic. I do like those. Talk about those later. But you see here, the ornaments didn't pop out, and that's why they are not cut all the way through. So we learned 2 lessons: that the default settings did not work well enough for the engraving, nor did they work well enough for the cutting, which is probably why they try to tell you to run tests before actually completing a project. So just for fun, I thought I would try to put it back in there in the exact same spot, lining everything up. And as you can see, it's close, but definitely not perfect. It is fine enough for our kids, but definitely not something that we would sell. You can also see all the smoke that's created from this, but the ventilation is something that we'll talk about in a later video. It didn't look like it cut all the way through, so again, we run a second pass. They make it really easy. Just hit the button again. But if you watch here, you can see the piece move, which finally gives us confidence that we actually cut all the way through. There it is. And so it goes on and cuts the next piece out. And it's fun to watch because it is a fairly precise machine. And we've been having a lot of fun with it. Again, this is our literal very first project. And so we're still learning a lot, but we definitely learned a lot from this particular one. And right here you can see there it moved a little bit again. So we have confidence that both of them cut through and we don't need to run a third pass. Later on we wound up actually doing a proper test to figure out the settings that are needed for this. And we'll talk about that again in another video. But aside from being a bit charred, we think that these look good enough to give our kids. So we figure we would pop it out of the machine here, again using those nifty magnetic hold downs. And ta-da! It actually comes out this time. So again, you can see upon further inspection, not perfect, right? There's some overlap on the lines where I wasn't able to put it back in exactly perfect, but we're happy for our first try ever. And we've got a lot more to share with you in the very near future, especially because we've started engraving a lot of tumblers. So stay tuned and we will share our failures and our successes.